Greetings, campers. Welcome to our webinar today. My name is Scott Walker. I am the Executive Director of CSARN, and like you, I am also an elder artist. It is a pleasure to welcome artists from across Canada today to our webinar on social media. I would like to begin by acknowledging that we live, work, meet, create, travel on the traditional territories of Indigenous peoples who've cared for this land, now called Canada, since time immemorial. We would also like to acknowledge this as part of our covenant with all Indigenous nations to share, respect, and protect the land in the spirit of peace and friendship, and to honor the future generations of all our nations. Social media. It's all the rage. It must be. That's what they say on social media. But there are so many platforms out there. I mean, you know most of them, like I know most of them: LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and probably about 6 more that started up since I said greetings, campers. So which platforms are best for us? Which ones do we use to advantage as artists? How do we avoid getting sucked into the social media black hole so that we don't have time left for things like, oh, I don't know, creating art? We'll be looking into those issues today with our expert, Sue Edworthy. Here's how things are going to unfold. We are going to hear from Sue. Many of you responded to the survey that we sent out asking for your questions. Sue has distilled those to the essence of what most people want to know. She'll be answering those questions, and then we'll have time for, we hope to have time for other questions that you may have that you'd like to pose to Sue, which we ask you to put in the Q&A box as opposed to the chat box. It makes it easier for me to track everything as well. So I think without further ado, why don't we get started? Let me introduce our special guest today. She has been a director, an event coordinator, an arts administrator. Now she is a marketing and a communications specialist. And we look forward to hearing what she has to say. Please welcome Sue Edworthy.
How are you? It's nice to see you. Scott, your dulcet tones are amazing for an intro. Seriously.
Oh, thank you. I've had a little practice.
May I introduce Sue Edworthy? My mom called and I'm like, delete. Call you later, mother. Everyone, it is so nice to have you all here, and I see everyone's here from across Canada. And one people, Mark at the beach in California, must be nice. I hope everyone's doing well today. I am glad that you're here, and I'm glad that people sent questions, and I'm glad that you guys showed up. I'm glad about all of these things. We're going to talk about social media. Can I get some first ideas of what social media makes you feel like? Just some words. Just some words. They can be in the chat or they can be out loud, your choice. Minuscule, tired, frustrated, rabbit hole, yes, confused, fragmented, that's a good one. Lots of work, also a good one. Mark, who just logged in. Hi, it's me, Sue Edworthy. We're going to talk about social media today. Too egotistical. Agreed. Me. It's all about me. I'm on fire. Put me out. Now, what we're going to do, limiting, overwhelmed. Overwhelmed and challenged is the big one we hear from people. Here, I want to see all your faces. I need a better view, just so I can see what all of you look like. Gallery. So if we think about social media as rewarded but often lost, good one, why? Now, Monica, you're asking me why? You're asking why do this? And Marion hates it. All of these are such valid answers. It's not even funny. Because just when we thought we got it down, just when we thought we nailed it, along came social media. And Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter and YouTube and our e-newsletter that we have to put out every 5 weeks, and this and this and this and all of these things, and it does become overwhelming. And yes, there are now jobs where people just do this for a living. I explained to my mother one day what I was doing for a client for a living, and she said, well, what does that mean? I said, well, honestly, I think, 30 years ago, it would have been known as mucking around on company time, right? And now I get paid to do it. So I have a brief PowerPoint. You don't need my PowerPoint. PowerPoints are to keep me on track, image-wise and all that good stuff. So without further ado, I'm going to share my screen. And let's talk about this. Here we are, today in social media. And this is what we're going to talk about. And we may not assuage every single fear that's here, but we can definitely talk about things and try to figure out how to help everyone out as best we can. So I asked you guys what you think of when social media happens. This is what people think when they think about social media. And I do love a good word cloud, but this is a little bit terrifying at the same time, where you think you have to deal with every single one of these options at any given time and at every given time, and you don't need to. That's what we're going to talk about today. This is my favorite explanation. Everybody gives a damn. No one knows what's going on. We all need a hug. Any questions? I bet there are lots of questions. What is this? What am I showing you? What is this a silhouette image of? It's a great silhouette image. It's a cocktail party. And I am a firm believer that social media is nothing more than a cocktail party. It's a conversation. It's a conversation between like-minded individuals. It's a conversation between people who don't know each other. So when you think of a cocktail party, who is at that gathering? Can someone give me an example? Hipsters. Mark. I don't let hipsters come to my cocktail parties. I let fascinating individuals who have a lot of things that are important to share come to my cocktail parties. Bartender. Okay, Madeline, thank you. Who else is there? You're there, you're the host, right? Social climbers. Those who are there to see or be seen. Fair enough. Okay. My friends. Thank you, Mark. Your friends are there. Who else is there? Those who have to be there. Ruth, thank you. Yes, we're here. We're here to wave the flag. We're here to say we went. Networkers, potential clients, potential new friends. So you're getting a sense of this mix of people that we're getting, right? There's a whole different mix of people. We're going to talk about social media today like it's a cocktail party, okay? And we're going to treat it as such. And we're not going to treat it as a huge amount of annoying work that we're not sure if it is working or not. We're just going to talk about the importance of it. And when I say the importance of it, I don't mean a frantic importance. I mean just another part of you, okay? These are the most used social media platforms in Canada in 2021. Just so you know, YouTube is the most popular. Facebook is the second most popular. Instagram, Twitter, you get the picture of what is popular and what is not. Facebook users in 2021. The bulk fall between the ages of 25 and 44. Instagram, the bulk fall between 18 and 34. Social network users in Canada by platform. It's all about Facebook. It's all about the gram, right? Followed by Twitter and Snapchat. So, what does this have to do with you? If you were in high school and wanted to date a cheerleader, where would you look for a cheerleader? At the football field, in the gym, sports field. Why? Because cheerleaders are there for the football game. This is an analogy that kind of falls by the same feeling of your cocktail party. You need to look for people who are where you are going to be. You need to be in a place where the people who are interested in what you're doing are already. There is no need in any way, shape, or form to try and build a massive mountain all on your own when the mountain already exists, right? So if we look at the idea, put it to you this way. So we're back at our cocktail party, which is full of hipsters and wannabes, apparently. If you had a big announcement to make at that party, you're pregnant, your new book has come out, you and Stevie are engaged, where would you make that announcement? The living room, the bar. Why? Because everyone is already there. The pool area, if you were in California. Don't you start with your California, please, Mark? Really? Really? You would make your announcement where everybody is already. You would not go out to the balcony if there's like one guy out there having a cigarette and another guy playing on his phone to make your huge announcement. You're going to go where the people already are. So one of the things that is scary about social media is not knowing where people are or worrying that you're going to make this announcement and no one's going to hear it. Our first job is to figure out where everyone is. And that's actually easier than you think it is. Right? WhatsApp, fair enough, Patrick. Have you got enough people who can listen to you doing that? Have you got people there? Okay. So, stopping my share for the moment. If we determine how many people saw that and said, oh, YouTube's the biggest thing to use in Canada, I should be on YouTube. Show of hands, anyone think that? I can't see your hands, but you know what I mean. That's fine. For artists, it's easier. That's hard for me to figure out. How do you find them? For artists, it's easier. For artists, it can be considered to be easier because you have a product. You have a thing. You have watercolors, or you have a book, or you have a play. You have a thing, right? This is not, and we're not, for your short video, sure, you can use those. The idea of moving forward, figuring out who you are, what you are, and where you're going to go next is key. So, where are your people? How many people here know exactly where their people are? Correction, exactly who their people are. General ideas? 15 to 30? Okay, so hard to figure out where my readers are on social media or the people who buy digital art. Okay, the ones willing to buy my art or hire me, so those are your people. I found looking for dance people to be very confusing. I don't. These are all excellent ideas. Now, let's look at it this way. If we had the option to go looking for contemporary dance, a lot of older white women, you've nailed that. Absolutely. I worked in dance for 4 years. So I totally understand what you're saying. Students are younger, art buyers are older. Okay. So you guys have the concept of who your people are and where to find your people. If students are younger and art buyers are older, what social media platforms do we find these people on? TikTok? Why would you say TikTok? Because it's the new young thing, correct? It is the new young thing. LinkedIn, younger TikTok, but here's the question. Yes, there are younger people on TikTok. I know, I have a 15-year-old son. He's constantly on TikTok. It's not funny. It's not aimed at me. Instagram. So, Instagram, yes. Facebook, contemporary dance, absolutely. Let's start with an age group and move from there. How do we decide on an appropriate platform? And that goes to what you are selling, what you are advertising, what you are promoting. Okay. Solange, can I ask you a favor? No, I can't.
Yes, yes, you can, of course.
Can I get you on video, hon? I got no faces and it's killing me.
I'm so sorry, my friend.
That's okay. That's okay. I just, hello, thank you.
I'll join you too.
I'm like, I have no reactions. I don't know what to do here.
No problem. We're here to support you.
Thank you. If we look at it as Facebook is for, what age group are we looking at for in Facebook? We just proved that it's people between 34 and 54. Is that the type of person who would be interested in your work? Yes or no? Is that the age group? Take it from a demographic point of view, that's the age group. Anything else? Leah, what do you do that your age group is all over the map? Digital art, okay. When you say all over the map, what's the youngest person of interest that has shown interest in your product? I hate, by the way, everyone, I hate the word product. I hate the word selling. I hate the word promoting, and I work in marketing because I'm dealing with art. And I think what you guys do is more important than to be distilled down to, what are you selling, right? Okay, 13 years old, interest or bought? Disposable income base. Thank you, Jan, who can be part of your group. Now, at the same time, we're not talking just about people who are able to buy your work, right? We're also talking about people who can show interest in your work, who can show other people where your work lives. So where do you find these people? I think you have some knowledge. If you can figure out who is interested in your work, Leah, if you've got 13 to 88, here's my question. How many 13-year-olds? How many 88-year-olds? Because you can say 13 to 88, and that's a fun tagline, but if it's one 13-year-old and one 88-year-old, they're not a market, right? Yeah. Your novel would appeal to anyone. Roz, what language is it in? It sounds like a good story, but if it's only written in English, then no, it doesn't appeal to everyone. Right? So you have to start thinking that way. We all think that our work, our opus, our creation should appeal to everyone. You need to tighten that up. Now let's go back to social media. All of my friends follow me on Facebook. Do you have a page? Okay. What you can do is buy it. If you don't have the money to spend, fine. How many other pages do you like that have something to do with what your art is? Do you like other pages? Okay, Kara, you've actually said something great here. There are a lot of other painters, but what do I get from following them? Access to their networks, access to people who also are interested in art, access to the... What you said here is kind of the crux of it, right? What do I get? All right, so we're going to stop for questions now, but here's my concept of what do I get from following them? What don't you get? It takes 3 seconds to follow another page. By following that other page, you have access to their networks. You are suddenly visible to the people who follow them. You widen your audience by following another page, right? Okay, so if we go back to our list of questions that were sent in, and we'll do some easy answers here. 1, how to build an Instagram account in the most streamlined way. Okay, Instagram account, the least thing you need is a username and a password. You can set up an Instagram account. Yeah, okay. You don't need any huge sort of thing to set up an Instagram account. I'll tell you myself, I don't like Instagram. Why don't I like Instagram? I still have a following, I still have an account. Why? Because I know I need to be there and I know I need that my name has to be there, but that doesn't mean I have to share what everyone else shares. What's Instagram for? Pictures or words? It's for pictures. I share pictures of words, right? I still do just fine. Yeah. Next question up, we have how to have more friends see Facebook posts for free. You're talking about organic. Are any of these social media helpful in marketing books? Yes. I haven't seen results myself other than possible indirect. Suggested approach for subject matter and scheduling. Okay, so that's 3 questions, but I'm really, really happy. There we go. Leah knows about making videos. Please contact with Leah if you're looking about making videos. And that's what I'm talking about, a sense of community in a cocktail party, right? That just happened there. Thank you, Leah. If we're looking at the idea of how to have more friends see things free, organic is another word. It's going to be a challenge because if you're talking about Facebook, they don't want people to see things for free anymore. They want you to pay for it because Facebook has been around for 17 years now. And like any good drug dealer, you got a taste of it for free for quite some time. And now they want you to pay for the product. They want you to advertise. That being said, I will tell you that things that don't work on Facebook, you found this great YouTube link and you say, hey, everyone, look at this link, and nobody sees it. It's because they want you to use their video platform. So trick for that. Hey, everyone, great video for you guys to see. Link in the comments. Don't put that up front. That's an easy trick for you. In terms of people seeing things, there we go. That is one thing. You can advertise. You can also, once again, do some tagging because tagging will share you with other networks. Unfortunately, you have to like someone else's page to tag them or be friends with them to tag them. So when you ask what you get out of liking other people's pages, repeat the trick, Andrea. Very simple. I've got a great YouTube video, and in the section where you're talking about it, you say it's going to be so fantastic. It's all about spiders and you'll really enjoy it. Link in the comments. And then the first comment is yours with the link. Okay? Because Facebook wants you, and that's fair enough. It's like restaurants don't want you eating someone else's food at their table. I get it. It's annoying. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. So organic is hard. How many friends do you have? How many people do you know? It's not a popularity contest, but it certainly is the idea of being involved. Okay. Are any of these social media helpful in marketing books? Yes, they can be. It depends on what your book is. It depends on what your book is about. The woman who was talking about her book being accessible to all, where have you marketed this book, so to speak? Digitally, where have you marketed it? I'm just curious. You haven't yet. Okay. So tell me again what your book is about. Is it worthwhile paying for Facebook advertisements? I've sold out entire shows with a Facebook advertisement, right? So it depends on how you're using it and boosts and got nothing for your money, but it depends on how well you used it. And that's not an insult to you, Leah, in any way, shape, or form. You haven't gotten specific enough. You haven't gotten tagged enough. You haven't gotten tight enough in your demographic. If you say, I want, not you personally, I want everyone in Canada to know about my book, that's too broad. You need to figure out, for example, that you want the Jewish community in Toronto who live downtown, who are between the ages of 44 and 84, to hear about your book, right? So, you know what I think I'm going to do? And by the way, Susan, you're absolutely right. You could build a network connecting with each other in this group. Everybody has homework now. I need you all, if you have a page, to connect with 5 other pages in this group that have something to do with what you do. In terms of narrowing down your audience, okay, you know what? Let's do this. Why not? Okay, this is my personal page. This was the mood I was in the other day. All right. What we're gonna do is go to my personal page and build an ad. Okay. We're not actually gonna build the ad. but we are going to quickly. Ad Center. Okay. Create new ad, just as an example. What results do you want? Let Facebook select the most relevant goal based on your settings. You can do that for your first ad. Facebook knows enough about what I do to do this for me. Okay, let's change it. What, more website visitors? Sure. More messages on Messenger? Sure. Promote your business locally. You can make these choices, right? Do you have a great website? Choose that. Save. Ad creative. Use a post. You've already got one, right? Or description. Here is my ad with a spelling error. Okay. At this point, my estimated daily results of people reached are 1.7 thousand to 5,000, with 53 to 154 people clicking to go to my website. That's what you're paying for, are these things right here. You'll determine your budget. I am extraordinarily cheap when it comes to Facebook ads. All right, audiences. And here's what we're going to talk about right now is audiences. Do you want people who like your page? Maybe, because they already like your page, but they already like your page. So let's expand that a bit. People who like your page and their friends. That's an easy ad, right? Because it falls into the category of, well, if I like digital art, probably my friends will like digital art, right? People who are connected. Custom audiences. I create custom audiences for different clients. People you choose through targeting. Okay. So are we ready to play with this? What age? Now, 13 to 65. You can't be any younger than 13 because it's Facebook and you have to be 13 to be on it. You also can't mention anything illegal. I was having trouble one day when I was doing advertising for a bar and I had my age range at 18, but I mentioned beer in my ad. They wouldn't run it. Like, you have to fix this. Locations. So we can do Toronto within 10 miles of, right? That space. Hamilton. So now we know this is the space that people are living in. Okay, let's say that's as limited as we're going to get there. Detailed targeting. Yeah, advanced, fine, I'll go to Ad Manager, leave me alone. Mark wants you to use the metaverse, which, whatever, dude. It's more specific, but it's not difficult. And you can, I tend to pen and pencil these things out before I start going into the metaverse, which takes forever and a day to find things. So here's some ads I've created for various groups. Yes, I know they'll expire, leave me alone. Right. These are ads I've created. Home in the metaverse. Okay. This is my page. Now, if I look at these things and figure out who has liked my ads, who has liked my posts, I definitely want to include the Shaw Festival in there as a page to like, because that's Tim Jennings, who is their executive director. Ditto Roseneath Theater. Ditto Humber College. Ditto, do you see what I mean? It's a question of looking through and thinking. It's a bit sociopathic, I will be honest. You have to go through and determine what it is that you'll get from it, but then you need to do it, right? In my Meta Business Suite. Back we go. So if we're going to find things that don't take forever to load, So annoying. All right, let's just go there. These are some ads that have been created in the past, and we'll use this one for me, okay? See all ads. If I show you the ad results from this. This was an ad selling my marketing services, okay? And specifically, all I did was have people like my page. I didn't ask them to like anything specific. I wanted them to like the page. I wanted them to like the brand. I spent $50 because that was my limit. I reached 3,800 people, 86 new page likes. I'm fine with that. But here's the important part. Here are the people who liked my stuff. Here are the audience. All I did was start typing in things that I thought my audience would be interested in knowing more about. I'm looking for clients: theater, visual arts, contemporary art, film, dance, or opera. That's it. It's basic, it's wide open, right? It's a picture of me, and it worked. Daily budget of $5, get more page likes. I got 86 page likes. You have to decide what your goal is and what is success to you, and you need to remember that none of us are NASA, that your page likes are not going to number in the billions, right? We are all individual artists in Toronto, in Vancouver, in California for the moment. But the idea of looking at these, are you satisfied? Yeah, sure, whatever. I'm not providing feedback, leave me alone, right? But if you look at the number of ads you've done and was it worth it? Sometimes it is and sometimes it isn't. And that's the trick about advertising, which is, I forget who said it, it was 100 years ago, said that 50% of advertising works. Just have no idea what 50% it is. You have to gamble. But I still say you can gamble with as little money as possible, provided you get incredibly niche and incredibly targeted. Let's see if we can do this. I just want to, this is where you're figuring out what you want to do. Get more leads, get more messages. Choose a goal. What is your goal to begin with? And it's the feeling of I should advertise. Maybe, maybe not. You might want to start with something as easy as boosting, because if you boost a post, $5. Fair enough. See if more people like it. See if it actually has a result for you. We can't assume that it didn't work because you didn't see the results you wanted, because you might not have been sure what your actual results should have been. All right, opening that up. But that's an example of how to build an ad, how to be specific with an ad. Dare I ask if there's any more questions? I have a feeling there will be, but it's a start. Okay. So, well, I haven't, go ahead.
I can offer a question from Marion.
Please.
She says, I have a personal Facebook page for which I get no response. Do I have to open a business page too?
What is her medium? What is her milieu?
Good question.
Yeah.
Marion, remind us what kind of art you. I could look you up, Marion. I will do that.
Don't make me look you up, Marion. Marion, you look at it this way, okay? I have a Facebook profile that I get no traction on. Well, you tend to get out of it what you put into it, but at the same time, it depends on the people who are following you, who you are friends with, who are, and if you don't have any traction on your personal Facebook page, what are your personal settings like? What are your privacy settings set like? And they don't, what you need to realize, everyone, I think, is that you don't gotta do anything. There's lots of shoulds in this world. In my opinion, is the shoulds in this world are flossing more and experiencing more art. Those are the only shoulds in the world as far as I'm concerned. You know, I should have Facebook. Why? Because someone's nephew said you should? Well, I should have an Instagram account. Why? Unless you know there's a value in it for you that you can maintain, don't worry about it. Do you have a website? That you do need. You will need to have a website. But if you don't want to be on social, don't be on it. It's a choice. And it's a specific choice. But if you don't have the time, if you don't have the energy, if you don't have the interest, you don't have to be there. And people say, how are you saying that? You're a social media person. Well, yeah. But I always laugh because people always say, you know, oh, I'm going to have a Facebook page and I'm going to have a personal account. I'm going to have an Instagram account and a Twitter account. And I'm going to post on Twitter Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And I'm going to post on my Facebook page every Tuesday and Thursday morning, which will transfer to my regular page Tuesday and Thursday afternoons. And I'm going to do this and I'm going to write meaningful blog posts. It's like New Year's Eve in everyone's brain. It's every resolution possible. And it's hard to keep up because, quite frankly, I'm interested in your art. You know, at the same time, if anyone is familiar with Steam Whistle Brewing Company in Toronto, they make Pilsner. That's what they make. Well, they just bought Bose, but anyway, they make Pilsner beer. That's what they make. And their tagline was do one thing really well. If your one thing really well is an Instagram account of great images, if your one thing really well is a Facebook page to promote your new novel, then do those one things. You don't gotta do it. Sorry, I say that. You don't have to do anything, and you certainly don't have to do everything, right? I get being averse to social media. My Instagram account, I signed up for it because I needed everything. I need my name branded because that's my name, right? And that's the name of my organization. So I need everything under my name. And I didn't use Instagram for like 40 years because I don't want to. I'm not an image girl. I'm not a picture girl. I am a words person. I work in marketing, words, and then suddenly realized there's no reason I can't post pictures of words. And that is where I found my niche. That is where I found my likes, dislikes, loves, traction, because they know I will post words. And even any picture I show them will have something to do with words, or there'll be words explaining it, because I work in words. There's no reason you can't post images of really great quotes from your book. There's no reason you can't. And this is what I want to talk to people about, the concept of doorways. Social media gives you the opportunity to give people as many doorways as possible into your work. And when I say doorways, I mean, if I can use your book as an example that I've only heard about 15 minutes ago, I will try. But what are some of the doorways into your book? When I think about your book, I think that, boom, Canadian author. That's one doorway. Boom, about a Jewish family. That's a whole load of doorways. 3, it's about, and now I'm just going to start making stuff up. 3, where does it take place? What city, what town? That's a doorway. And you start to think of every possible way that someone could be interested in your book, in your art, in your medium, and allow them access to it through that way. I hope that helps in an idea, right?
Sue, let me respond to your question from Marion, which is what kind of art she practices. She's a visual artist.
Right. Okay. Well, there's nothing. What did I ask you to ask that? My apologies.
Marion was wondering whether she needed a business page as well as a personal page, for which she gets no response.
Do you have a website?
Well, now that's a whole other question to ask Marion, isn't it?
It is.
Yes.
It is. Because I took you guys to my Facebook page. You'll notice my numbers are atrocious. They are atrocious. Why? Because I don't care about having a Facebook page. I have a Facebook page because, I don't know, 10 years ago or something, a friend of mine who was a college professor said, I have to have them make a page on Facebook for a company. Can she please make you a Facebook page? And I said, I don't want a Facebook page. She's like, could you make it please? Fine, make the Facebook page, right? I don't want or need one because my customers, my people don't find me through Facebook pages. They find me through word of mouth. They find me through my website, and they find me through my personal Facebook page, my personal profile. I don't need a page. If I killed it tomorrow, it wouldn't make that much of a difference. And that Facebook page, in terms of posting on that, I feel is work. I get that feeling. It's like, okay, fine. Here's a neat poster, you know, and nobody cares and nobody looks at it, right? But if I post the same stuff on Instagram and on Facebook, my personal profile, it gets traction. Why? Because that's where my people are, and that's where they know how to find me. At the same time, I don't post between 4 and 6 p.m. because I don't know if my people are eating dinner or something, but they are not interested in what I'm doing between those hours. They're just not. I get nothing. Things to know. Yeah. Boosting is when you're on your page and you click the word boost. It means you're going to pay a little bit of money to have more people see that post. It's very specific. Let's go back here. Let's just go back here. Yes, lose my design stuff. Here, love, we're just going to go back and see what's going on. Pardon my clicking.
While you're doing that, I can update you. Marion does have a website.
Fantastic. Can you send people there?
I can put
Yeah.
it in the
Oh,
chat.
no. Oh, no. I mean, Marion, can you send people there? You've got a website. That's fine. You might not need to have social if you don't want to. You know, having one great social would be fantastic. Yeah. Yeah. Word of mouth. That is where I think most of your viewers on the webinar are at. Yes. Everyone, people talk to people about stuff. People trust people. People trust their friends more than they trust an ad, an inspiration, right? Carol, you get very few clicks on your website. Well, what do you do to make your website clickable? Right? It depends on your business. It depends on what you're doing. It depends on what you want to do. If we go back to these questions, somebody asked somewhere, are there companies who will manage my Facebook and my Instagram? The question is yes, they are. It's social media secretary. It's called a coordinator and administrator, but I really like the social media secretary. Yes, you can get someone to do that for a living. It's a job nowadays. It really is. So I have one specific thing I'm going to show you guys. Somebody asked how you get rid of sponsored ads. Right here, these 3 dots. Hide ad. Why? Repetitive. Done. There, you've hidden a sponsored ad. So that's one thing that people had asked. Okay. LinkedIn might work for you. LinkedIn might not work for you. It works for some people. And I think this is, thank you, Tanya, for doing that. No, it says boosted. Here's your answer. It will say boosted. Okay. So here's actually a really good question is that someone is hesitant to open up all their accounts to public except for special group postings. What are your suggestions to ensure hack-free sharing? Change your password regularly. And I find the most people I hear of getting hacked, in which case you change your password, right? They don't use their Facebook that often. They don't use their Instagram that often. So they're not around. It's similar to you're always out of town, so someone breaks into your house, right? If you use it regularly, people know that you're home and can always do that. I have my website listed on my IG profile, but get little effect. Any tips? Sure, do something with it because it's just a link right now, right? IG is not a medium for live links. They don't want to be a medium for live links, for your website link, for that sort of thing. It's frustrating, but at the same time, that's why you can't share a live link with an Instagram. It's not their medium. They want to be images. Do you have live reel that you can share? Sure, maybe you do. But that's the issue to little effect, is that you might want to start demonstrating images from your website, posting those in Instagram, saying for more, click link in the bio. That's an easy way to look at it. That's what I mean by do something with it. Go to your website, find the images that might be appealing to people, post those to Instagram, like literally copy paste them, post them to Instagram, and then say in the comment, link in bio for more images. Yeah, does that help?
A question from Carol. Can you only advertise or boost from a business page on Facebook?
Yeah. Because there's stuff I'd love to boost from my personal page. I really would, because I know I'd get the traction. I know who I want to see it and all that, and you can't because you shouldn't be boosting personal things. Can you show people how to post on IG? Are you saying that the link is in your bio, Michelle? Are you reminding people of that? Keep at it. That's the thing. You may not transfer your friends. It's not like bar hopping where you can suggest to them. What you can do is on your old account is suggest to them that they go to your new account. It's very similar to bar hopping. Guys, we're all going to go to the Midtown after this. Who's coming? And a bunch will go with you and a bunch won't. But we have to remember, guys, this is social media. It is about, despite not feeling like it sometimes, it is about people, right? Yeah. That's what that was a neat little ding from my phone. Okay. How do you post an IG? Sure, give me 2 seconds. Sharing screen. That's us. Instagram. Share. Now, normally your Instagram is done through your smartphone, but it is doable through your computer, I believe. I'm posting as myself. Here's your plus button. You're going to add an image. Drag photos and videos here or select from computer. I hate dragging stuff. I have other stuff in my way, so I don't want it there. Phone pics. Why do I say phone pics? Because I've always got a folder of stuff to share with people. This is something else you need to have, is always have your stuff together and ready to work with it, right? I'm going to choose something deliberately that's large. Okay. So this is too big, right? You want to crop it. So, original, and you need to move it so that everything is there in the space you need it from. That is also the cancel. That's the challenge of Instagram. They're a squared off medium. If you're choosing vertical stuff, you're going to have to make it smaller, or you're going to have to square it off. Okay? Crop, next. Do you want to add a filter? I personally don't add filters. I don't think, because I'm not working in images, again, it doesn't matter to me that, Oh, look, slumber. Like that doesn't make any difference to what I do, right? So next, do I run read a caption? Posting for Solange. Do you guys have an Instagram?
Yes, we do.
Mm-hmm.
It
CSARN.
is CSARN 01 is our actual
Okay.
handle.
Okay. So add location, Toronto. Accessibility, advanced settings, turn off commenting, posting for CSARN. Say that to me again, Scott.
CSARN 01, lowercase.
There it is. I've got the @ in front of that. There it is. Okay. Share. Your post has been shared. There it is. Okay. Now the first thing I'll go and check out was, no, you're right, Leah. It rarely works nicely from the computer, but I can't show you this on the phone right now. So fair enough.
I'm
Yeah,
amazed that it works from the ever works from the computer, because
yeah,
I thought
you
it
can
at
make
one
it
point.
work. The idea of you guys creating your own network within CSARN is huge.
And that's something that we are in the process of creating.
Yeah. Yeah. Monica, you asked, how do you know it's working? You know it's working if people are buying your art. You know it's working if people are liking your project, liking your promos, liking your posts. That's how you know it's working. And it doesn't necessarily mean that if it doesn't, your art sucks or you suck. It's just, as I said to you, once I found the pattern of nobody liking anything I did between 4 and 7 p.m., oh, it's them, it's not me, right? Keep that in mind. I need to go back to some questions. Yeah. Yeah, I rarely do it on a computer. Like when you asked, I was like, oh God, I'll try and show you. Anyway, is it advisable to post the same content on Facebook and Instagram? Well, on one hand, Scott, did you just put your hand up?
No,
Oh, okay. I was like, go ahead, answer. I say no because why are you giving the same information to two separate groups? Why are you giving the same information that has to be viewed or listened to or read in different ways to two separate groups? What's good on Facebook may not work on Instagram. What's good on Instagram may not work on Facebook. Something as simple as the Facebook piece I just, excuse me, the Instagram piece I just posted, I've cropped, but it may only show up half the size on Facebook. And that's not fair to my Facebook people, right? You can uncheck it. There's an option, Carol, where it says post to Facebook, and you can uncheck that if you're using your phone, right? And yeah, I always post times 3 at a time to Instagram. Yeah, I do as well. And it's funny because quite often, more often than not, people refer to my curatorial Instagram and I laugh because sure, we can call it curatorial. For me, it's getting junk out of my phone. I'm constantly saving stuff, right? And then it's like, oh, I got to get stuff because I don't, it's the benefit for me of Instagram is I don't care, right? I'm selling me as a person, but I'm not selling anyone at all, you know. But yeah, it's a good idea, Jen, because there's boom, boom, boom stuff happening. But at the same time, it's not that delicate. Oh, here's one thing. What is the recommended balance of personal and professional posts in one account? Should they be separate? The thing is, you're artists. What you are The personal is the professional for you. You're a human being, right? It's like when people are running around talking about their personal brand, it drives me insane. Create a relationship. You're not a cereal. You're not a shoe. You know, you are a definite person who makes this work. And I remember working with one artist who works in egg tempera. And she said there was nothing interesting about egg tempera. And I said, I have no idea how to make that. And if you created a video of just you, just making it, I don't want to be on camera. Well, you don't have to be, just be your hands, right? Show people, let them into your work. And this is again what I talk about, doorways. Let them into what you're doing. Let them see what you want. Jen, I can't recommend or deny Linktree for Instagram because I don't use it, right? I will think about it for you and then let you know what my opinion is. But off the top of my head, can't tell you because I don't use it. I post schedules and things through the metaverse. I can't even stand it, the metaverse. Anyway, Mark. But yeah, I wish I could give you a recommendation on that, but I cannot. If we go back, what are the ingredients of a short attention-getting headline? Well, what kind of attention do you want? It's kind of a Groucho Marx thing to say. Yeah, I can't recommend or not recommend, Jen, because I don't know enough about it. I wouldn't do that to you. Say good or bad about something that I didn't know anything about. Anyway, what is a short attention-grabbing headline? Well, what kind of attention do you want? Seriously. Is it new painting up? Gallery show happening? New monologue written? Simon & Schuster has picked up my book. A good headline is something that gets people's attention with what you want them to realize, right? A good headline is something that changes their mind about something, that encourages them to click, not click bait, because everyone has decided they know what clickbait is. And a lot of stuff is clickbait these days. And there's a very old saying about a good headline is dog bites man. A great headline is man bites dog. Why? It's unexpected. It's something new. That would be clickbait in our days, right? Yeah, Carol, they've changed it. The metaverse is what Mr. Zuckerberg has decided is going to be his latest thing in his weird Android kind of way. It's the same thing as page advertising. It's the same thing. He's just decided to call it the metaverse and rearrange stuff a bit. Do not be alarmed. He's rebranded the metaverse. Yeah, if your headline is short, your headline needs to be short. Your headline needs to be sweet. You need to look at your own Gmail or your own MailChimp and see how many letters, characters, words you can fit into the visible side. Don't let it drag off. Don't get a ... in there. Make sure your entire headline can fit visibly in the email you're sending, the headline you're writing. Keep it short, keep it snappy. They can always read more in the link. Don't try to cram everything into the headline, right? Let me look. I'm gonna very quickly look at something. MailChimp headline. I'm going to see what my MailChimp says a headline should be, if I can, without it being annoying.
While you're doing that,
Yes.
another couple of questions. When I post, this is from Marion, when I post an image on Instagram, I often get others saying, direct message me your image. They want to post my image for a fee. Is this useful or a shot in the dark?
Are they actual people?
That would probably be the first giveaway, wouldn't it?
Yep. Are they bots or people? So when you go and it says, DM me your image, I want to pay you for it, click on the person's photo. Pull them up. See if they are a person. Right? How do you tell if they're a person? Oh, there's a picture there. That doesn't really mean anything. If there's a picture there, but they have 4 followers and are following 8 people, read their bio. Figure out if they actually exist before you do anything, would be my recommendation. Okay. Fair enough. Next question. You said there was 2.
I did, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Okay, this is a question from Mark, and I honestly don't even understand the question. I'm hoping you will. Is a symmetrical posting IG page, does it make sense, or just a personal OCD design issue that I have?
The square? That's what you're talking about, the square?
Possibly.
If you're talking about the square, it's not a personal thing at all. A lot of people love the square because it's neat, it's concise, it's square. You can crop stuff down to fit in the square. And at the same time, it drives me insane because sometimes things don't look good in a square, right? And sometimes you have to shrink things down. But you know what? Their platform, their choice, because what are they using? What's their goal? Pictures.
Right.
Don't make your art stand out. How dare you? Make yourself some square art. All right. I can't find this, but I'm going to find it for you later. It's the idea that if someone has to click read more, you know that on Facebook sometimes you're talking about something and then it says read more and it's either another whole paragraph or like 3 ... and a hashtag. Don't make people click read more. Tell them everything they want to know because it's your art. But when we're talking about stuff like this, it's not about you and it's not about your art. It's about them and why they want to buy it, why they want to read it, why they want to be part of your existence. Okay. Yeah. In terms of LinkedIn, again, that's a your call kind of thing. I'm not a fan of LinkedIn. I think it's starting to become something that is overtaken by headhunters and recruiters. I don't necessarily talk about art on LinkedIn, but yeah, we'll miss you, Tanya. Seriously, and I'm glad everyone was chatting today. Anyway, but if it works for you, it works for you. Again, so as a marketing person, a business professional, I should love LinkedIn. I don't. Right? Oh, you must have a Facebook page. I don't want one. This is a personal thing. If your people are not there, don't worry about it. They're somewhere else.
I think we're just about out of time, Sue.
We are, but you know what?
I was
Because
going to
we're out
say,
of time,
do you have but you know what, that you want to add?
what I'm going to do is I copied out all the questions that people sent in advance. I'm going to answer them and send them to you as like a PDF doc or something. Because I did not, and I say this in a good, bad, indifferent kind of way, expect people to be so bloody on top of stuff, right? I did not expect, I expected a much more passive audience. And you know what? I am grateful that you weren't. So I'm going to answer, like I'm going to go in and type answer all the questions that were set in advance and send you the answers to that. Because people are like, oh, come on, I sent my question in advance. And you said you'd answer them, and I didn't. So, if that's okay with everyone.
I don't think anybody would object.
Is that a problem, guys?
Let's say it's all good. And I'll get Solange will send out the answers.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Mark, you mean the tiling things? Sorry, the Instagram tile things? If that's what you're talking about, I hate them so much. It's not even funny because the only way they look good is once the final product is together. And if you're looking at them as they flow, I remember, one director I worked with had a habit of putting up a tiled shot for Instagram at the end. It was a gorgeous shot of the rehearsal hall, but the first 5 tiles were of the floor. And like, and then there's like sort of someone's hand, like that much of it, you know, and it was just ridiculous to look at in any concept other than the actual final tiled image. They drive me nuts. If that's what you meant. Yeah. Anyway, that's 15 new messages. Good Lord, people. All right.
Most of them are saying thank you.
Oh, okay. No, I like you guys. This is, I did not expect you guys to be this on. Thank you. It's a pleasure. I've done webinars before where it's like pulling teeth to get information out of people. And yeah, this is good. This is good. And I'm glad that you have to be practical, Susan. We're all busy, right? I think that is my goal as a marketer. I'm teaching social marketing to artists. You have other things to do, and you probably have more other things to do than the average person. And I will tell you one last thing before we go, is that I knew that was you, Phil Silver. I knew it.
That wasn't the last thing, though, was it, that you were going to say?
Okay, no.
You
it's
just
not.
realized that Mr. Silver was part of the
Yes,
audience.
I thought that was him. I knew it was him. What we have to remember, and Solange has heard me say this before, is that what we do is magic, because not everybody does what we do. And they may not understand it, or their last, well, you know, oh, I played a sunflower in my grade 5 play. I'm sure you did, right? And with our heads down in the mire and the muck, and we forget that what we do is magic, which is why people are always interested in seeing how you make egg tempura, in seeing a backstage tour. A backstage tour is not that interesting, right? It's a room, but they think there's magic back there. So if you keep that in mind, that it's not just paintings you're selling, it's magic. I find painters fascinating, dancers fascinating, musicians fascinating. Do you know why? Because I can't do that. One of my favorite moments ever was Lucy Rupert, who was a fantastic contemporary dancer. She hadn't been able to dance for a while, and she was just getting to that point of, I gotta move. So she locked herself in the studio and cranked up the music and danced with great abandon. And she filmed it because that's what she does, you know, to check her technique and that sort of thing, and flipped it up on YouTube, didn't think anything of it. And I said, so? And she goes, I got 5,000 likes and I'm not sure why. And I said, did you? You're not sure why? No. I said, okay, first of all, when I talk about magic, this is what I mean, because most people don't dance at all, let alone videotape themselves dancing and post it on YouTube, let alone dance, post it on YouTube, etc., when they are 7.5 months pregnant. And her response was, oh yeah, I never thought about that. I'm like, no, you didn't, because you're in the magic, right? So you need to keep that in mind. That's what you're creating. Thank you all. I'm going to answer these questions that came in first.
And thank you for that, Sue. Thank you for those inspiring words at the end. That was
Keep it in mind.
highly appropriate, very true, and very much appreciated by all of us. So thank you. Thank you for this. Thank you to everybody for joining us today. There is one other way to promote your work that I just want to remind everybody of, and that's on the CSARN website, our new page called Spotlight. And if you go to csarn.ca, you will see the link to the Spotlight page where people are posting their new works. It has to be a new work or a remounting of an older work. And we'll post it if it fulfills the requirements. We'll be talking more about social media and other topics, of course, in the next round of our online salons, our on salons. They are discussion and networking groups. If you haven't participated, we invite you to do that. The next ones are coming up on April 5th and 7th. Again, you can go to our website and apply to join us. There's no pre-requirement other than you be a member of our community, which we know you are because you're here today. So you can find out all about CSARN at csarn.ca. So thank you again for joining us today. Please take care. Please be well. Have a creative day. And we will talk again very soon.